Someone asked me how bad the All-Star game weekend was.
How bad was All-Star
The
weekend?
All-Star game weekend was so bad that John and Tyler are both wearing baseball hats. That's how fucking bad it was. It's spring training. That's how bad the All-Star game was.
Pitchers and catchers reporting.
All right, a lot of chitter chatter. I don't think we could not possibly talk more shit on the All-Star game than the broadcast of the All-Star game talked on itself. First of all, Tyler, what are your first thoughts from the whole weekend? And do you think it was a mistake for TNT to have Draymond Green go on their airwaves and shit talk the All-Star game all night long?
I was legitimately shocked at Draymond, dog. Like, I could understand if he wasn't a fan of the format, but he made that I would have if we know that Draymond's a straight shooter, right? I wouldn't have expected him to lie to us, but I would if he wasn't a fan of the format, I would have expected him to mention that and then be like, okay, but I'm here. Let's see how it plays out. No, that motherfucker stuck his flag in that hill that this shit sucks. Like every time he commented on it, he just doubled down on how terrible it was, which was so wild to me. Like they asked him on a scale of 1 to 10, how would he rate the game he just watched, and he said a 0. Like, bro, the NBA is paying you, and you are saying this about them. That shit was so wild to me, dog. But look, man, I've just come to terms that the All-Star weekend is never going to be incredible again. It's just going to be cool at most, right? And I thought this was a cool little All-Star weekend at most. You know what I mean? I thought it was cool because here's what we say we want in the All-Star game, right? We say we want guys to care and we want the games to be competitive, right? And we got that. Guys were playing hard and we got competitive games with the new format, right? So it's like I said, I think so much of the All-Star game criticism is rooted in nostalgia. The All-Star weekend is never going to be as cool as it was when fucking MJ and Shaq and Kobe were there together and shit like that, bro. Like, those days are gone. It was
cool in 2020, though.
2020?
It was just cool. 2020. The dunk contest was great. The fucking All-Star game was incredible. Chicago was a great All-Star game, All-Star weekend by all accounts. We don't have to go
but
back
at that
to
point it was one good year in a like to Tyler's point, the 5 years before and the 5 years since weren't, and I think we'll still get that. We'll still get one good one every 20 years or something,
but it doesn't have to be that if these niggas come with the same approach they came with that same weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys were in the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? They were competing in the All-Star game. You know what I mean? The Elam inning was interesting. Like, it can, if you bring that same energy, it doesn't have to be what it's been. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to.
I think a big reason why All-Star game doesn't hit the same for us is because when we were kids, a big draw of All-Star game was, I'm going to see guys here who are some of my favorite players who I only see a few times a year. You know what I'm saying? Who have to wait until the playoffs maybe to see. Like if you were a Gary Payton and Sean Kemp fan in fucking Virginia in 1996, you saw those dudes during the playoffs and that was it. You know what I mean? An All-Star weekend as well, right? So I like I said, bro, I think that we're fighting nostalgia here. You're never going to win fighting nostalgia. All-Star weekend is just never going to be what it was. And like I said, the most you can hope is that you get a competitive game where guys cared, and we got that tonight.
I just don't. I'm not trying to fight nostalgia because I'm not even trying to get it to compare to, like, you know, Jordan in the fucking turquoise San Antonio All-Star jersey. I'm just not. I'd be silly to try to fucking compare it to those years. You know what I mean? Kobe versus MJ. You know what I mean? The passing of the guard.
There's only 9 celebrities on Earth at that point. And 4 of them are in the All-Star game.
For sure. I'm comparing it to 2020, 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Where there was guys in there that were dunking. You feel me? That was a great dunk contest. You know what I mean? And then McClung, incredible at what he does. Who gives a fuck about him? He's a G leaguer. And I'm not trying to shit on the man. Great at that. We're not trying to get fucking regular ass niggas that I see fucking, you know, a dime a dozen ass niggas to be in the dunk contest. If we want to do that, go get the and one niggas that be jumping 50-inch fucking verts too, and then have all them doing it. That's not what we're looking for. Also, we're here for the All-Stars. And there's not All-Stars in that shit. The best thing about it is the 3-point contest. Nigga, I'm not turning on my TV for 3-point contest. I'm sorry, bro. You feel me? I'm just not gonna do that type shit. You feel me? So I'm looking at 2020 when it was, let's just get, if we can get 2020 consistently, I'd be cool with it. But like, this is the game that I love. It's my favorite art form on the fucking planet. And when all the fucking all-stars get together, I don't give a fuck. There is a real problem here, dog. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not looking for nostalgia. I'm looking for like, go ahead.
I think the problem with it is what you said, where you say you don't give a fuck. The problem is they do not project an aura of giving a fuck. Steph does not do the 3-point contest in his home gym in what is almost certainly the last time he's going to have an all-star game there. Bron waited until the pregame press conference to say, I don't got it tonight. Ant did the same thing. He came out to
get a fit off, though. I respect the fit.
But like they were talking about, you could see all his teammates were annoyed as fuck. He's in the photo in street clothes. Giannis didn't play tonight and at least put the jersey on for the photo.
Yeah, somebody said it looked like he, I think it was Trayvon. Said it looked like he didn't like his grades was fucked up. You know what I mean? He wasn't clear to, you know what I mean? He wasn't clear to play.
He's waiting for his transfer paperwork to clear, bro.
But that's exactly what I said to myself when I was gonna turn on and watch the All-Star, like this game. I didn't watch the final game, but I was like, okay, let me turn on 7 a.m. I'm like, why do I give a fuck about something that they don't give a fuck about? I literally asked myself that question. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, gee, I just feel like, yes, you know, it's not going to be as good as it was when we were kids. I don't think anything is going to be as good as it was when I was a kid. I don't expect it to be. Everything felt brand new. It'd be silly for me to approach anything in life that way. I'm trying to get it to be what it was 5 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all I'm expecting. Just like people caring. And I mean, hey, y'all said they did, you know, that last game was kind of whack to me. It didn't look like a lot of people cared to me.
It was so much better than last year, though.
Okay. Yeah. But last year was literally the worst shit I've ever seen from an All-Star game.
I agree.
So much better than that is like not difficult. You know what I mean? But anyway, hey, you know, like I said, we'll see. It might never be that, and we might get that every so often. But I'm just not going to tune in. I'm not going to waste my fucking time. I don't have time to waste. I got little babies in front of me whose hands are getting bigger by the fucking second. You know what I mean? I refuse to waste a single time on some shit that these niggas don't even give a fuck about. That's where I'm at with it.
I mean, look, I'll say this. They made big steps because I was invested in outcomes tonight. Like, I was actually rooting against I was actually rooting against the rising stars because I wanted the OGs and the foreigners in the title game. I did not want to see the rising stars and the foreigners. No.
I was rooting for the rising stars to shut Draymond's ass up. if Draymond was doing a pro wrestling bit, it worked on me because I was like, shut this motherfucker up.
I didn't keep that angle. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted the OGs, you know, versus the foreigners. I for sure wanted that. I found myself rooting in the outcomes of games. I was rooting. I was like rooting for the whole bracket of who I wanted to see advance. I was invested tonight, bro. Half-assed and invested, but I was way more invested than I've been invested in All-Star games in the past.
I do think that the effort put in by Dame and co and Steph and co in the last 2 minutes of that game against the Rising Stars was more effort than was put in the entire All-Star game last year, and so that is worth something. And I also think LeBron and Ant deserve all of the criticism for pulling out of the game the way that they did. That's a horrible move by both of them. But it's like, maybe this is just me copping out, but it's like the game is going to suffer when 3 of the 10 most exciting players in the league are not in the game because they're hurt. Like that's not the game's fault.
Can I pop the seal?
Or are they actually hurt?
I know. No, they deserve the criticism. Giannis is hurt probably, but they deserve the criticism for sure. But it's just it's just sort of an.
Can I pop the seal on the can of Republican roundball takes that I think we all kind of share to some extent? I just Ant goes on TNT the day before. They ask him about being the face of the league.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't want to do that shit. Yeah. That's not appealing at all to me. That's what they got Wemby for. Wemby could be the face of the league. Yeah. I understand and do genuinely sympathize with athletes as human beings and the pressures of that type of thing. We just burned the whole country's federal government to the ground because people feel like they're too broke. No one wants to hear that the $500 million that comes with being the face of the NBA is not fun enough like for me to do it. Like I don't want to do it. Like no one wants to, I don't as a fan want that argument. Like we've been talking about women's basketball. Everything women's basketball does right now is based on pride and competing and shit talking and the stuff that we like about the sport.
Zero cool. The thing is, like, these fucking dudes, they're too fucking cool, bro. And it like I feel like when cool is the goal, that's when you fuck up. Like the girl, bro, what's her name? Stewie got in there and lost to one and eight. You know what I'm saying?
Smacked.
By Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, she got in there and played it. You know what I'm saying? Like this one-on-one shit. This ain't about like being cool. This is about, yo, I'm gonna get this bread. I'm gonna embarrass a motherfucker in front of me. This is about motherfuckers having pride and wanting to fucking compete. And in turn, it becomes cool. You know what I mean? In turn, it becomes dope.
The pride makes it cool.
But, and I'm not saying this,
and there's something to lose. And they're not scared of the shit. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying this to suggest that it's good that women's basketball players do not make as much money as men's basketball players. But I do think that that's a big part of it is that they're talking on the broadcast about the winning team gets $750,000. Quote, that's chump change to most of these guys. No one wants to turn their TV on and hear that shit right now, dog. Bro, no one is sitting there going like, oh, of course, $750,000 not enough to get these guys to play basketball hard for a half hour. Of course, like we all relate to that.
Rationing eggs because they're $9 a fucking dozen. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, but I
told Sean to put $10 of gas in the fucking tank today, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't like. For me, when I'm looking at basketball, and what makes it beautiful is the competition. And when too much cool gets involved in anything, I'm just not into it no more. And I think there's a lot of cool in the NBA, and to me, it's just like, nigga, at some point, I prefer more KD. Don't brush your hair, get out here and get buckets and think motherfuckers ain't fucking with you. You know what I mean? Don't give a fuck about a fucking fit before the game. You wearing the same Jordan 1s you wore 3 years ago, nigga, because I don't give a fuck about that. I'm in here trying to get buckets. Now I'm trying to be the best motherfucker I could be out here. I miss that type of shit. And to see like Stewie get out there and play one-on-one, and she got cooked. But that's like what that's one of the best, if not the best player in the league. It's not the best player in the league, you know what I'm saying?
But she's top three
Top three best players in the league. You feel me? And she's risking it all out there playing in a one-on-one when she doesn't have to do that type of shit.
And no one thinks it's a bad mark on her legacy because she lost.
Nobody.
That's what I feel like the players are afraid of. But what's interesting is I saw a clip of Rachel Nichols in the tunnel today asking Kyrie, the unrivaled one-on-one was really sick. Would you want to do that in the NBA? And his answer was interesting to me. He said something along the lines of, because Rachel was like, is it a pride issue, whatever? And Kyrie was like, not a pride issue. He's like, I think what we need to change though is the way that it's talked about. He's like, one-on-one is different than 5-on-5, and people need to like respect the grace and the sanctity of the game. Which I was like, okay, Kyrie, like we get it. You're a basketball purist guy. But also he was like, they're kind of shit talking the game a little bit. He was like not saying it so much. He didn't want to like say it, but he was like, they're kind of shit talking it. Why do we want to go out there and compete if they're just going to shit talk it? Bro, and I was like, I didn't know that players cared about what the broadcast and the way the media talk about everything like that.
Okay. Listen, bro, it's like we've discussed before. The nerds on NBA Twitter dictate so much with the NBA and how those dudes move, bro. They are so afraid of being laughing stocks on the internet, and it's something that's holding this league back, bro. And I don't know if we're ever gonna get past that, man.
The last hope for it, and let's talk about it because John brought this up before. The last hope for it, in my opinion, is Victor Wembanyama. And I think, John, you were feeling like maybe some of the shit he's been doing is like a little try-hardy. But I think to peel the can of Republican round ball takes a little further open, we need a little fucking try-hard, bro. Like you said, like
it's somebody to care.
This shit's about competing. Like whether you're an old man at the YMCA playing another old man, or you're a 15-year-old phenom playing an 18-year-old phenom. Like it's about competing. And Wemby being like, I don't give a fuck if I look stupid. I don't give a fuck if I get dunked on trying to block someone. Like, I'm going to play. He was trying to guard dudes he probably shouldn't even trying to guard at the three-point line in the game. Like, he was playing hard and he was blocking shots too. And dudes were pulling away from layups because they were worried about getting their shit thrown into the second level by Wemby. So I appreciate that young man. I appreciate him saying has nothing to do with money for me. This is about pride. I'm disappointed to see that not everyone takes this shit as serious as I do. I'm coming out here and playing like that. All that being said, none of what I just said applies to his performance in the skills competition.
Listen,
do
dog,
y'all remember when hoopers thought they were better people than other people? When a nigga in the stands would say something, they'd be like, bitch, shut the fuck up, you in the stands, nigga. I'm in here motherfucking playing. Bring that back. It is disheartening.
KD do that about 8 times a season.
And we need that. We need that. But I'm just saying, like, KD don't give a this is the thing. Back in the day, if a motherfucking nerd tried to say shit about a nigga that was hooping, bitch, if you don't shut your motherfucking goofy ass the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you got to say about me. Bring that back. Please, if that's what's going to get these motherfuckers out here really hooping again, trying not to be cool, like you said, for these motherfucking people online, who gives a fuck if I'm talking shit about you hooping, bitch? Nigga, you would cook me 1,000-1. I couldn't get a single bucket on your ass. Who gives a fuck if I'm saying whatever the fuck I'm saying on the sideline, nigga? I want a nigga to do that to me, nigga. Who gives a fuck about that? Who gives a fuck about LeJethro Jenkins? That nigga can't make a fucking right-handed layup. He has one fucking knee. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's fucking true. You know what I mean? Nigga, stop. I just wish that niggas would get back to that shit when they thought they was better than a nigga. You are better than me, nigga. Okay? But nigga, you better than me, nigga. I'm rationing eggs. You feel me? Okay? Remember that shit. Gives a fuck what I think. Get out here and compete. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be cool to me. Dog, you know what I'm saying? I just hate that shit. I just hate it. It truly bothers me that these niggas give a fuck so much about people say online. Like, can you imagine a motherfucker like one-on-one? If you are the nigga that beat everybody one-on-one, yeah, it's a different game than basketball, but the amount of nuts you would drag through the L, you know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck if a nigga clown you? Nigga, if you get the chance to be the best one-on-one player, yeah, you good all this cool shit, but you need a screen, bitch, because one-on-one, I drag my dick all through your face. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some, come on. I think that shit would mean something. That should mean something. And the fact that being cool is preventing people from caring about that is so weird. And I'm watching it in the women's game, and it was fun. It was great competition. It was fun. It was interesting. Even this 3-on-3 shit, it's fun. It's interesting. It's very different from 5-on-5. But what we're seeing over there is not cool. People caring about cool. They're caring about competing and trying different things, and it's interesting. I don't see that in the men's side. That's just how I feel.
Tyler, what did you think of the Wemby Chris Paul workaround that they attempted in the skills contest?
Dog, I felt so Republican with the takes I had there. I was like, no, you cannot do that. When they did the shit when they went to the spot where they were supposed to shoot, but they said, fuck that, we're just gonna focus on getting a fast time and just totally did you see that,
John?
Shit.
They just knocked the balls out of the rack. Like,
yeah.
No. And then they were disqualified, and then there was a scandal that like apparently Wemby had asked NBA executives, and they had said, yes, that's an appropriate that's a legal strategy. But then they DQ'd him because they literally in the skills contest got to the rack of balls you're supposed to shoot and just knocked all three of them off the rack.
Bro, like I said, I had so many Republican takes. I was like, you are disrespecting the spirit of this competition. I was like, you are setting a bad precedent where if that's a viable strategy, like that section of the skills challenge becomes null and void, where everyone's gonna just say fuck that and do what y'all did. I was like, you are disrespecting the spirit of competition right now.
You golden ruled it. You golden ruled it. I
didn't like that shit at all, dog. And they deserve. And I was happy they got disqualified. I was happy the police won. Like I was, yeah. They brought out the Republican in me with that shit, dog.
God damn, bro. That's not again. We're not in a great spot, bro. Okay, let's talk dunk contest. I understand what John's saying about Mac McClung. Mac McClung to me was the highlight of the whole weekend, by far. I'm with Tyler. I like the format of the Sunday games. We can talk about that in a minute. But I did think Mac McClung, there was heart in that. There was creativity in that. That was some and you could see his discomfort in the post, in the interview with, he's like, he does not want to be the slam dunk contest guy. He wants to be an NBA player and he's not. Mm-hmm. And so, but like you could see that desire and passion in him. And the shit he did was dope, bro. I mean, he's 6'2", making
Jumping
eye
over a
contact
car,
with the
reverse
rim.
shit. That shit nasty. The shit was nasty.
But it's like he also has the showmanship. The one that he did where he had his boy on the little hover thing,
Yeah.
and he was spinning around in a circle like a rotisserie chicken, and he jumped over him and grabbed. Like, I loved all of that. Like, all that shit to me felt like being a kid watching the dunk contest. It was fun. It's
How
just
does Vinny feel about it?
he loves Mac McClung. He thinks he thought his dunks were the coolest ever. Like,
like,
he
why
was
isn't
like
he in the NBA type
straight
shit?
up rooting
Like,
for him. No, he
okay.
gets that, but like,
Oh, okay. I don't know. So, as a kid, I don't know if I would have got it. I mean, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
No, but so well, but to your point, it's not like he's going up against Stephon Castle. Like he's not.
Yeah.
You're not looking at him.
Stephon
Next to
Castle had a good
Giannis.
dunk contest. I will.
He had a great dunk
He had some
contest, but he's a
nasty
rising
shit I hadn't
star.
seen
I'm
before.
just saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're not looking at Mac McClung next to him,
And
like
he certainly didn't have the showmanship that Mac had.
yeah, right, for sure. But I like Mac's dunks. Are you happy with his story arc, Tyler? Are you glad to see the little guy get 3 straight championships?
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I think that Mac's performance was perhaps the highlight of All-Star Weekend, bro. 3 straight dunk contest championships. Listen, dog, Mac is that 6'2" white boy is up there with the gods of this dunk contest shit. He's up there with the MJs, with the Dominiques, with the Vinces, with the Zachs, with the Aaron Gordons. He's on that tier, bro. Like, he's an all-timer in that shit. But yeah, it's I mean, everyone's giving him shit like, he's a G leaguer. He's not even really a league dude. He's played like 8 minutes this season. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, Jaylen Brown went out there last season, stunk that shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So
but to John's credit about the too cool shit, Jaylen was like, hey, bro, I went out here and I tried, man. You know what I'm saying? I respected Jaylen so much for that.
And that's how I feel about Mac too, because Mac could very easily have been like, I'm not trying to do this shit again, bro. I'm going to become the dunk contest guy. Like, I'm not, I'm trying to grind through the G League to get to the league. But I respect him being like, no, fuck it. If that's what's available to me, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to worry about people making jokes about me on the fucking internet. I'm going to try my hardest. And if I'm going to compete in it, I'm trying to win the shit. Like, that's what we want from everyone participating in it. We just
want it from the guys.
And so
the
question I'll ask y'all, Ja tweeted out, Mac is going to make him want to dunk. Giannis quote tweeted and said, if you do it, I'll do it. It is in LA next year.
Zach was tweeting also.
So your thoughts, are we going to get a dunk contest with all-star basketball players?
Did Giannis might have
walked
it back or jokingly walked it or jokingly jested with it or having fun with it.
So didn't even make it out the weekend.
Yeah, he said he was hacked.
Said maybe,
so someone asked him about his post with Ja about that. He said he was hacked. But Giannis be clowning, so maybe he was just clowning there. I don't fucking know. But I don't know, bro. I just think we've seen so many, elite guys say they were gonna do it, LeBron James, and just never do that shit. So we shall see, man.
It seems like this happens every year after the dunk contest. Somebody says something and it just never comes.
Would y'all be excited for it? Like if they announce it's Bron, Giannis, and fucking Ja in the dunk contest, would that restore that feeling of like, I know where I'm at Saturday night?
Well, yeah. We needed Bron too. We needed 2011, bro.
I'm just saying, are the names excite you to that extent?
Yes, for sure. And I don't want to listen. If I was Mac McClung, I'd do the exact same thing. If I was a 6'2" white dude if I was anything that had any type of bounce, and the type of athleticism he had, and they wanted me to do the dunk contest, I don't give a fuck if they pulled my ass from a fucking church league. I would have went 1,000 and did. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take nothing from him. It's just more like, for me, my issue is just my nigga, like. Where is the pride and shit? And that's all. I know
you're not mad at him. You're mad
I'm not mad at him.
You're mad at everyone around him.
Yeah. It's the like, dog. Like, this is All-Star Weekend. You might have motherfuckers flying in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To see you, people buying crazy tickets. Y'all ain't even filling out the arena no more. Like, I mean, as a motherfucker that works for this company, are you like, damn, that's kind of wild. You feel me? Like, I'm. That's how I would feel. I don't know.
Well, again, the guy that we're all excitedly saying could be the next face of the league goes on TNT and sits at the table and goes,
And that's the guy that's getting everybody excited too. And he's just like, I don't want that shit. Listen, bro, I completely get not wanting what comes with it. But man, you have like there just has to be some shit you just can't say. You know what I mean? Like we like.
And,
go ahead.
and I was gonna say it's a complete pivot because he's said before he wanted to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like it's like he went from MJ to Charles Barkley on us with this shit, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
it's that extra kid, bro. That one extra kid.
Model, nigga.
yeah. But I don't know. Bro. I don't know, bro. The Ant comments, I was like, wow. I was like, you know what? I mean, that's some honest self-awareness there that seems to be lacking in some aspects of your personal life, you know, because you got a lot of shit going on with you, buddy. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate you shooting straight with us, but you need to work some shit out off the court because you are a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I appreciated the honesty and the self-awareness there because I mean, the fact is he's not going to be the face of the league, bro. He's just not. You know what I mean? We all know that, but like John said, there's some shit you just can't say. And Ant probably shouldn't have said that, but
there's no way to do this to require this, or maybe without like a CBA fix. But I think to the point about it being All-Star Weekend, I think all three of the skills challenge events need to be at least 50% All-Stars. Doesn't need to be everyone needs to be an all-star. Yeah, I mean, that would be way too much to ask.
But to your point, if the skills contest was two random guys did the shit that Wemby and Chris Paul did, I would not have given a fuck. I would not have given two fucks. Like it's about the fact that it's people you know, it's characters.
You need an all-star and then an all-star's teammate for the skills challenge. Easy fix. You've solved the skills challenge. The 3-point contest, if 4 of the 8 are all-stars, when Dame and Steph are in it and they're all-stars, it's more interesting. Buddy Hield had a literal record-tying performance, and it was kind of like, that was cool, but like, I don't really care anymore. Like, you need to have at least some all-stars in all of the Saturday night events. I don't even care if they suck, like Jaylen Brown. I cared last year, but like, now that we've seen an all-star suck, I'm over it. Who cares if they suck?
The dunk contest has to be a certain level of all-star.
You just have to try.
Dunk contest has to be all-stars.
Because we all got YouTube.
And they don't all need to be all-stars again.
Mac
like,
McClung.
Get Amen Thompson in there, as the chat is saying. Like, you can be some all-stars and some rising talent.
Yes,
but you need at least a couple all-stars.
Yes.
So Jackson had his fix for the all-star game that he talked about that I love, and I've seen more people talking about. My fix for the dunk contest, I had two options. Number one, Taylor Rooks is the only judge. Seems like that would work. Seems like that would work.
Somebody else.
The only judge, Taylor Rooks.
1
through 50.
Winner gets a one-on-one Taylor Rooks interview.
What do you think? Or number two, you just like resurrect David Stern to get the dudes in a room and say, listen, we will secretly lower the rims to 9'6". Like you have to be in this shit. I'll give you $10 million. Like whatever I need to give you, but we'll lower the rims. Stop being a fucking pussy. Stop being worried that you're going to be a billionaire that people occasionally bring up. You lost the dunk contest at some point in your fucking life and just go dunk against each other. The way that, by the way, they literally do on the USA basketball team. Like that, you know what I mean? It's not like these dudes don't do this shit when they're hanging out in a gym. Just do it on national TV for money.
Dude, they run ones all the time, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, they run ones all the time. Spencer Dinwiddie talks about it all the time. I've never lost in ones to anybody. You feel me? Like, my G, like, I just feel like it's just so, for me, it's like y'all being rich so wrong. This is the wrong way to be rich. You know what I mean? We're like, you rich as fuck. You have all this influence and you giving a fuck about what I say on the internet? Like what a joke, like that's just so weird. Like, get your money, do your thing, and why would you give a fuck about a motherfucker talking shit about you on the internet? Nigga,
and also, like when we see videos of the Team USA ones, when was the last time even like general internet people were like, look at so and so getting cooked? No, it's usually, damn, Paul George is really good at one-on-one. Like usually you're only talking about the guy who wins. No one's like clowning the guy who loses to one of the best players in the league.
That's what I'm saying. If Giannis wins the dunk contest, no one's talking about, Ja lost the dunk contest. They're talking about Giannis won the dunk contest.